Your spirit knows something's not right. Your brain can't process, really. At 8 years old, I was sexually abused by my dad's best friend at the time, who was security forces in the military. My dad went away to Saipan with his girlfriend at the time for the weekend, so we stayed with this man. You know, he really did the grooming process. He made it sound like it was normal and that he did this to his daughters. The special victims unit of the military was flown in. That was scary. And then going into court process, they had me on a live recording going out into the courtroom, so I didn't have to see this man. I was like always on survivor instinct, fight, flight, or freeze. I settled for most of my relationships. There was drug use involved and I was physically abused. And one that nearly killed me. It went from the drugs to, for a short period of time, to alcohol. And it wasn't until getting pregnant with Ezra that I was like, I have to stop this because I want my son. I just had to say a prayer and I was like, God, you gotta get me out of this. I ended up getting a card from one of the police, and that's kind of how my journey with CVIC started. Once I got into shelter, I was able to just have somewhere safe to be, and I knew I needed to change my life. I came to a really dark place, and my best friend was like, Shera, you need to call CVIC and go work with this particular therapist for EMDR.
EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. The focus is on what was their most traumatic memory and starting there. And they don't have to get into graphic details about it, but it allows them to reprocess that.
I needed CVIC for this extended period of time to be able to heal from those past traumas. And during that time, I was in abusive relationships. And then so processing two different times of life at the same time, you need help. Some sessions were great, and some sessions were heart-wrenching, where you have to stop.
So often they'll come in to talk about one thing, and as we're working together, there's other stuff that comes up. It's like, oh, okay, there has been a history of repeated traumas.
She made me feel so safe to ask these questions, and made me feel so safe when she answered them.
It's really powerful to be able to work with clients and help them to see their worth and recognize this wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. It's not what's wrong with me, it's what happened to me. It's an honor for me to be able to be there for clients and watch them blossom. It's really their work that they're doing, it's not me. I can't take credit for all the gains that each client has made. It's their own hard work.
It desensitized me to my traumas. So when I'd see it, it didn't freak me out, it didn't scare me, and it helped me understand why I behaved certain ways growing up. And it helped me be able to start to love myself again. It was a growing experience and very vulnerable, but a good vulnerable, because I felt so safe. Like, I knew I was safe here, and it just was a huge blessing and a huge answer to prayer that I needed, because I was so desperate.
Seeing that being able to have some joy in life and have goals.
Some of my goals that I either have or been working on is going and getting my phlebotomy license to kind of get me to the point to be able to start working in ministry.
It's pretty awesome to see the growth and see them move forward in their life, closing that chapter, and now there's many new chapters that they have ahead of them.
I have a passion for running and working out, and so that's also in my goal as well. Another big thing is getting to the point of being able to forgive those that hurt you. It doesn't mean you're going to be their best friend or ever talk to them again, but being able just in your heart to be able to forgive them, I think is a big part of that healing. When I think about the future with my son, there's a lot of different things that I'm excited about. One, just being able to watch him grow up in a more healthy way than I ever was able to get, and to just have a really good bond with him. I choose to share my story because I know there's others out there that have been through what I've been through or worse. Maybe encourage them to be able to go and receive services or go and receive help. Healing can be done, and if we can have our victims turning into survivors, the hope, is that they're not going to be another generation of trauma passed down. I would personally like to thank every single donor that has invested in CVIC. Without you, this vision that CVIC has would be impossible. The healing that's happened in my life would have been impossible. I look forward to the future and some of the plans and goals that I have. A lot of it has to do with my story and helping others heal. I'm excited to see where life ends up bringing me.